Welcome to Spindle City Straight Talk. We are having nothing but connectivity problems today. It's saying that the internet bit rate is too low. This is Comcast for you. And we may have already lost our feed to YouTube. I'm not sure if we lost the feed to Facebook or not. So we may not have a show. Depends on what happens. So we shall see. Yeah. Well, we've got a feed to Facebook. So, but we do not have a feed to YouTube. Not sure why. It makes for an interesting time. I want to thank you for tuning in. So far, Chip is having a connectivity issue. It's just getting worse and worse. Go figure. The day before Thanksgiving is the way it works out. I'm not sure what's going on, but we definitely don't have a feed at YouTube. I'm trying to restart it, but it's restarting from nowhere. Oh, well, let's get right into this. I'm not sure if Chip's going to join us or not. If not, it'll be a short show. If he does join us, all the better. Did you get to watch last night's city council meeting? What a shit show. What a shit show. I can only tell you that because that's the way it is. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate the fact that you can see me. Yes, I know we're not on YouTube. I don't know what the problem is. It says error. More than one ingestion is using the primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion. Hey, we've tried. So I will upload this show later on tonight to YouTube. But you're right, Jeff. It is what it is. We keep trying. We make it happen. You know, oh, you haven't watched it yet, huh? Well, Chris Perenno, the perpetual political tick. Hey, I'm no slim man, by the way, okay? But he looked like a house. Yes, you're right, Scott. It's always a shit show, and consistency is the key. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I can tell you this much. They rejected him last night, which was a good move. Because think about this for a second. Perenno started in the Jaisal Career Administration as a chief of staff. And then he left under questionable circumstances. Then he went over to cemeteries. And he left cemeteries under questionable circumstances. And after cemeteries, he went to planning. And after he got trained in planning, he left for Swansea. And I think what was asked last night was a serious question about what's his commitment to the series going to be. I'm not sure. And the answer was, well, we have a 3-year contract. And they kept saying, we have a 3-year contract. We have a 3-year contract. We have a 3-year contract. We heard you have a 3-year contract. But what's he committed to? So they turned around and they finally got out of either Nick McElhinney or Al Oliveira. I can't remember now which one. That he's committed to a year and a half. So we're going to train him as the director of community maintenance, which he has zero experience doing. And no, Sean wasn't happy last night. Not at all. So he has zero experience as a DCM director. And Al Oliveira says, well, we're going to train him. I'm going to personally train him. Well, the last time we personally trained him, he quit and went to Swansea. Is that what's going to happen this time? He's going to get his training and he's going to leave for Swansea? We can't keep training people for them to leave. So they rejected him. And the rejection vote was shot down. They wouldn't vote to reject him. Why? Because Paul Hart, asswipe, Brad Kilby, asshole, Linda Pereira, douchebag, Andrew Raposo, asshole, Ricky Teeth, boneless spine, weak, spineless bastard, all voted no on the rejecting of his appointment. So finally it took one person to object to accepting it. So now it goes to the next city council meeting, which will again happen. Grow a set of balls, people. You don't represent your political well-being. You represent the people of Fall River. For once, vote to benefit the people, not to benefit your friends. Well, it's nice to know we can plant a tree, John. I know, Scott, because that's exactly what it seems like. No experience, you get a job. Emily, not liked by anyone that's worked with her. Nobody who's worked with her liked her. They left. Some after a few days. And the city council approves her. Again, a 3-year contract. They were promised a 1-year contract, but they found out last night from Alan, I'm going to make sure my votes only count for me, especially when it comes to real estate that I want to develop. Rumsey said, the executive branch has the authority to write the contracts the way he sees fit. Hello, Chip. We're on the air. Because I'm in a different feed probably. Go back to the original 105 feed, 106 feed, okay? We're trying to get Chip here. We're trying. It's always something interesting. Because Ricky and Andrew do this shit because they're political kiss asses. And Andrew has the dream that he's going to be mayor. He wanted to be vice president. But he did not take it. Doesn't have the votes. Yeah. Rumsey said that it's an executive branch choice. He can choose to do as he sees fit. And that's exactly what's happened. That's exactly what's happened. So we see the way it is. That's for sure. Sorry about that, Jimmy. We're having technical difficulties with YouTube, and We were having technical difficulties with Facebook. I will post this show to YouTube later on this evening because this is getting to be ridiculous. I don't know what the problem is. I have no idea what the problem is or what's going on, but I'm trying to get Chip here. So it's interesting to see as well. Yeah, I heard you were listening. I had read it actually, so I want to thank you for being a loyal person in the show. So I don't know what to tell you. I guess Chip's not going to make this show, but because I think he just texted me. I don't keep my cell phone by my desk. I do not answer text messages during the show. I only answered the phone because it was Chip. So it is what it is. Yeah, lately it's been a lot. It's been a lot lately, Jim. They don't have any objectiveness, okay? They have none whatsoever. And that's the problem. They have none. And because they have none, it just makes it worse. I'm not exactly sure what else to do. So, makes for an interesting time. But it was a very interesting city council meeting, especially during finance, when Rainey Brown had to be sure she heard herself yip-yapping away. And I appreciate the fact that Michelle turned around and said very clearly, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. Nowhere in the charter does it say that it's supposed to be presented to the city council. It is to be placed on file with the city clerk. But Rainey Brown had to hear herself talk. So this is what happens. Can you hear us, Skip?
Yeah, I don't know I think we're getting jammed, but I don't even know where you went, and it's hard to catch up, but
I'm still on the city council meeting.
We mentioned the two National Guard guys who were shot in D.C., the tragedy. And yeah, as far as that council meeting is concerned, it was an ode to political patronage. We predicted it on Monday that they were going to try to ramrod every kind of thing in while that slug Kilby was still on there, and they still got this council, and they did. And I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed by what they did here. You had a CFO who, number one, they appointed a 6-3, and congratulations to Michelle as usual, and Sean, and Linda Pereira. She's from all intents and purposes, they've said nobody can get along with her. She threatens people. She's a bully. She doesn't have any numbers. She's got a degree in political science, not any kind of accounting. And she made a $98,000 error, didn't she, CJ? Didn't she say?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Because she was asked what the impact would be on the dispatches for MIH, which is EMS. She said it'd be $2,000. So Michelle turned around and said, I make a motion that we recess for 5 minutes and send her to her office to get the numbers. So she comes back down 5-10 minutes later, and she turns around and she says, oh, well, it's going to be $100,000. So she lied.
Yeah.
They just gave her a freaking contract. And she lied.
What should have happened? And what should have happened, CJ? There should have been an immediate motion to reconsider.
Yeah.
And reject her contract.
Right.
Now, She made a $98,000 error. That's 98% of the cost she missed. So she either did it because she's a total incompetent and she doesn't deserve the job, or she was lying. Either one is a disqualification.
Right.
This is what you get in the Coogan administration. She lied. She knowingly lied. And why did it? Oh, they got to give information. They give information in police and fire. They were right. That's bullshit. These people think because they're making money for themselves, Beth Faunce ought to be terminated right now.
I agree.
She's gone before that council a million times, and all she wants to do is spend every dime they make.
I know.
And they keep going into more businesses on them.
Right.
The city gets nothing from this. Nothing. And the taxpayers get screwed.
Always do.
They made all this money and we didn't get a dime toward our tax rate.
Right.
They spend it all on themselves. Let's make our dispatches the highest paid dispatches because they actually talk. Well, fire dispatches and police dispatches have to deal with critical situations too. Dispatches.
But you know, the thing that bothered me more, the thing that bothered me more than anything else was the fact that she had the balls to come downstairs and change her numbers. The woman's an incompetent.
Well, I guess
nobody likes to work with her.
She was going to get caught. Do you really think $2,000 is going to cover an increase for all the dispatches? And number one, whoever, except somebody like Paul Coogan, would come up with splitting the dispatches and having them like 3 separate bargaining units.
Right.
They're all dispatches. They all did the same job at one time.
Right. And Sean Kadim brought that up.
Police and medical.
Right. And Sean Kadim brought that up, and he said, not only will people vote for a contract that benefits them, but they don't think about the equity.
Yeah.
And they tried to justify. I'm going to tell you something. Nick McElhaney should have been fired a long time ago. He's another asshole. Okay? When they try to justify saying, well, emergency medical dispatchers handle more complicated calls. No, they don't. No, they don't. They get the calls from the police and fire dispatchers first. It's a 911 system. Then they transfer the call. Am I right?
No, yeah, listen, CJ, you're the guy, you're a PhD in nursing. I mean, you're a career nurse. I don't give a shit. Look, I was on that job. I heard calls coming in. Somebody calls and says, I think my father's having a heart attack. What more information do you need? Are you a freaking cardiac surgeon? Are you a PhD in nursing? No. They say we got a possible cardiac arrest. Get advanced life support there. Period. Right. Bullshit. Right. And when dispatch got taken out of the fire department and melded with the police, they did medical. Fire did medical and fire. Then they got medical fire. And they rotated between the three. And they rotated between the three, which is the right way to do it because you should be cross-trained.
That's right.
You should be able to handle any kind of call as a dispatcher. What happens if somebody calls in sick or somebody has a heart attack in dispatch that's on fire dispatch? They should be cross-trained. They should all get the same amount of money, and they should all be trained, cross-trained. Right. No, but you know what happened? The politicians got their mitts on it. Let me carve out the police department so I can give my police friends a raise. Let me carve out my fire friends so I can give the fire department a separate raise. And let me really take care of my EMS because they're making money for themselves. So they can pay themselves any way they want. Fuck the taxpayer. We don't care if we get a dime out of it.
That's right.
That's what they're doing. And if you think I'm pissed, I'm pissed. They just shot 2 Americans because them frickin' Democrats can't stop with that bullshit rhetoric of go shoot them. They're Nazis. They're monsters. 2 National Guardsmen are fighting for their life. There's been cross reports. Some said they were dead. Now they're fighting. Whatever. They're not spending Thanksgiving with their families. Why? Because of scumbags like these politicians. That's why. And if you think I'm pissed, I am. I got pissed off enough trying to get on here. I don't know what's going on with these damn things. They're asking me for, I have to redo passwords and every other thing. I've been doing this for 16 years. We're doing that since we've been on this show. I just log right in. I was logged in earlier and it wouldn't work. So, but I apologize for getting here late, but I'm pissed. And I mean, that council meeting, I mean, it was a patronage parade. Yesterday was a patronage parade, and Kilby, the new council, if they try to appoint him for the housing authority while you're there, don't approve it.
Right.
Don't approve it. But no, they'll say, oh, Brad was on the council with us for a long time. Let him get a $60,000 increase in his pension, even though he didn't earn it. We're going to go give him a nice cushy job over there. We don't get to do that. I had to work 38 and a half years for my pension. Well, I got maximum pension at 32, but I worked 38 and a half years. I earned my freaking pension. I didn't work part-time for 36 years or 35 years and then work full-time for 3 because some politician gave me $150,000 job.
That's right.
But I mean, this is bullshit. What you saw yesterday was an absolute example of nothing more than political patronage and corruption. That's all it was. It's outrageous what's going on now. You hire. She made a $98,000. She lied or she's stupid. One of the two. And McElhaney's down there. Nick's doing his job. The mayor tells him he wants these appointments. Hey, he's got to keep his job. So he goes down there and he tries to justify the unjustifiable. But hey, that's his job. I don't blame him. He's going down there and saying, well, this is the reason we used to give these guys this pay raise. So you got to go there and say it. Well, he made himself look. I don't think it doesn't bother him. He made himself look bad. He got skewered, and he did it because, well, he wants to keep the job, and that's the way it is. I don't know if Paul wants it to fail. We can't get anybody. This city is so bad.
McElhaney admitted, because he was asked, what's your job? Sean Kadim asked him, what's your job? Are you the director of human resources? And he says, I'm here to onboard people to city employment. He goes, do you do exit interviews? He said, no. Did you do the interview for this candidate? No. Did you check with his previous supervisors? No. I heard he did well, though. From who? From the mayor. Who did the interviews? The mayor. Who checked the references? The mayor. Tell me that's not a kiss-ass job.
Well, no, what he's doing is actually...
What kind of fuck-up are you?
Well, listen.
It's no wonder people want to recall you already.
Yeah. Well, look, I think actually he was honest. And I think in a way, he threw the mayor under the bus. Because Sean Kadim knows what HR, I know what HR people do. They do the interviews. They do the hiring. They do the checking. They do the thing when people get hired. And he basically went in front of council, in front of a camera, and told everybody on the city council, nobody does anything in this city. Paul Coogan tells us what to do.
That's right.
Period. We don't hire people on merit. Paul Coogan does everything. And if we don't do it, we're gone. So everybody's living in fear. And I don't blame them. Because, if the guy's got a job, I mean, I work with him on healthcare. He's always good with healthcare. We work together well. We get the job done because Paul doesn't stick his nose in there. He showed up a couple of times, and I threw him out of a meeting, and it got contentious. And the success of the healthcare system speaks for itself. So you know why it's the only part of the city that's working right? It's because Paul Coogan keeps his nose out of it.
Because he has no choice.
That's right. Because he keeps his damn nose out of it. But he basically threw him under the bus.
Right.
Hey, I didn't do anything. I'm the HR. You don't think he knows what an HR guy does? I can guarantee you that everybody on the planet knows what HR does. And Sean Kadim was asking the right questions. and he was getting
bullshit answers.
I don't do anything because I can't.
Right.
What am I going to tell the mayor? He's my boss. Shut up. Don't do the interviews. I'm doing them. Shut up. Don't check any references. I'm going to check them. You know what the references are? They're a Cooganite. This is it. I mean, and it was an outrage what happened there. It was an absolute outrage what happened last night. And kudos to Michelle, always standing up. And Sean, and I was very, very disappointed in Cliff Ponte with that 1-year contract. I don't know what.
Yeah, but you know what?
Look, if you don't know,
Rumsey turned around and told them,
you
don't have control over how many contracts they get. You can't even approve them or reject them. That's an executive decision. That's the way I interpret the law. Where'd you get your fucking degree? Out of a Cracker Jack box?
Well, that's the way it's an executive decision. But guess what's not an executive decision? The funding of the job.
That's right. But
I don't give a shit what runaway Rumsey comes up with his bullshit, and they won't sue him to show. Maybe the new council will. But all they got to say is, okay, he has all the right in the world to appoint to get anybody, but we're not going to fund him. Right. You don't do the right thing, you're going to hire a bozo. Yeah, and it's like, listen, Cliff Ponte there should have been a motion he should have made the motion for a reconsideration as soon as she came down and changed their figure. $98,000, $98,000 difference in the budget, taxpayer money. Well, it's the other shit. No, we're paying. We're paying for those ambulances. We're paying for the gasoline. We're paying for everything, and we don't get a freaking dime because the entire EMS department is there to make money for themselves. Period. Not for the city of Fall River. Not provide. To make money. Beth thoughts. What did she say? It's my business.
Yeah.
Didn't she say that?
Yes, she did.
Camera. It's my business to do this. We're not supposed to be doing visiting nurses' jobs. We're not supposed to be doing jobs that are done in the private sector. That is called EMS. They're trying to create a healthcare system that's publicly subsidized by the taxpayer so they can make more money.
And remember, EMS is run by whom? South Coast Hospital's Emergency Department.
Well, they're affiliated with them, yeah. Technically, it's part
No, it's their medical director that acts as the medical director required under the law for EMS.
But they are a city department.
That's right, they are.
And they shouldn't be.
I know.
They want to do what they want to do. Let Charlton let them take all their money.
That's right.
Put them loose. Make them a private ambulance service running out of Charlton.
That's it. Charlton don't want that headache. They don't want that liability.
No. They'll let the taxpayer get that headache.
That's right.
They'll let the taxpayer pay them. Put them on Charlton's budget.
That's
Let
right.
them pay. See if Charlton bargains. Charlton's the place that broke a union effort years ago and fired every single person who tried to get a union into Charlton and laid off everybody not by seniority who was involved in trying to get a union.
And as a matter of fact, you remember that from when you were on the board that's right. You spoke with the president of the hospital and he told you that.
Well, yeah. And I reminded him of that after he fired everybody.
Right.
He said to me, we don't need a union. I'm really good to the employees. I said, yeah, you're going to be good to the employees until it's time not to be good to the employees. And he wasn't.
That's right.
And then when he fired him, I said, you remember what you told me? I said, you think all those people you laid off just because they wanted a union think you're a nice guy now? But that's the problem. If they were negotiating for a pay raise with Charlton, they wouldn't be making half the money they're getting.
That's it.
I'll tell you right now. And if they were on a payroll at Charlton, they wouldn't be getting it. They are really, really taking advantage of of the city and its taxpayers because there's no control. There's no accountability. Right. And they've made it blatant. We want to be the highest paid everything. We want our dispatchers paid higher than everybody else, and then they're going to make up horse shit. That's bullshit. You go to LA County, massive dispatch center, one of the first 911 dispatch centers in the country.
That's right.
And they had dispatchers cross-trained, and all the dispatchers got the same amount of money.
That's right.
We had a dispatch system where they were cross-trained, and they all got the same amount of money. Now they're going to pit one against the other so they can bargain. Oh, they got it. We want it. They got
exactly.
it.
That's what's going to happen.
They got it. We want it. What do you think?
That's exactly
You're talking to somebody that doesn't understand collective bargaining. You don't think I can guess where you're going with this shit?
And you ready for this one? They're represented by the same fucking union, just a different local number.
Yeah.
Same union, just a different local number.
Yeah. Well, makes it a different local. That's right. Same parent union. But this is outrageous. It's just outrageous. They just never stop. And they're so blatant with it. They just go up there and talk like, I'm entitled to this. Oh, we do more. Really?
Well, you know what I say?
Well,
and I've been saying this all along.
And you know who I blame?
Take the enterprise fund and get rid of it. Put it back in the city budget.
Blow it up.
That's right. Blow up the enterprise fund for EMS, and then
I blame the fire department. When the fire department backed them to go to Group 4, they said they were doing it because they were going to be part of the fire department.
That's right.
CMS. And when they didn't go in, when they got separated, when they got ranked without examinations, when they got pay raises to make them get paid as much, if not more, than firefighters, they never said to this day, they haven't done a damn thing. They want to do something about that we should have fire-based EMS. It would save us millions of dollars.
Oh, I know.
They've created a monster over there.
Yes, they did.
Blood pressures. They're doing every other kind. Well, you know better than I do because they're doing visiting nurses' jobs. They're doing everything now. That's Charlton Memorial running REMS.
That's right.
They're letting them do medical shit. That was created. I was there. I was one of the first people to ride at an ambulance in the city of Fall River. It was an emergency medical service. Yeah, well, maybe with the next council meeting they shot. But I'll tell you what, that enterprise fund should be gone.
It should.
That should be gone. That money should go directly back to where the city can determine how much they get and how much the taxpayers
and how much it's and how it's spent. And if it's possible, I think EMS, seeing that they reneged on their agreement with the city, I think they should go back to where they were before as a group and get taken out of Group 4 status.
Well, that's a very good point.
And I think that unless they become firefighters, they don't get those raises or ranks.
Well, hopefully the next mayor, and like you said, they're already talking about recalls. But I mean, last night was just...
I'm not holding my breath for that.
It wasn't something that was unexpected. You and I talked about it on Monday. What did we say on Monday? He's going to try to get every single person that he wants in now while he's got the Kilbys and a Ricky Tits. And, and then you got people on there who are sellouts. Let's see what happens in the next... Andrew Raposo has delusions of becoming mayor.
He had a delusion of becoming vice president of the city council.
Yeah. And, no, you're right, Jimmy. That I've got a book that talks about fire. I introduced fire-based EMS 30 years ago. Went in front of the council, said we should have fire-based EMS. They should not have civilians. It should be firefighters. We reduced the manpower. We increased the manpower in the fire department because every single paramedic or EMT will also be a qualified firefighter. Cuts down on overtimes. Cuts down on in multiple alarms. We have more personnel we can call in that are trained to do firefighting work. Far, far more effective, more efficient than what we got. But this is what they want. They want inefficiency, and they want to be able to give everybody a pay raise and then use the other guy as their. I know how to bargain. You know, it's like if you gave the police a raise, I'm going to say, well, you gave the police a raise. You know, they're putting their lives on the line. We put our lives on the line. I want the raise. And now what they're doing is they broke everybody up into these little pieces, and they give one a raise, and then they know that everybody else is going to piggyback. So there's no semblance of any kind of collective bargaining sense in this city. That's why we're in debt. And now they elect Bozo the Clown as the CFO. So her first act after he gets her contract is lying about $98,000 of being so incompetent she didn't know that. You know, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, how can you? I mean, listen, $2,000. That's like a half a cent.
That's chump change.
When she said that number, I mean, no wonder Michelle's hackles went up. Like, okay, go up and get the numbers.
That's right.
I can guarantee you, 100,000 is an underestimate.
I agree.
I can guarantee you, give me the numbers, give me their pay scale. I've prepared some arbitrations for the GLMC. I can guarantee you it's going to cost us more than $100,000.
Oh, of course.
If
I thought that number was very low.
Yeah. So
I thought that was very low.
I mean, it was outrageous last night. And what is it? Was that Kilby's last meeting?
No, his last meeting is going to be his next meeting, according to him. The first meeting of December supposedly will be his last meeting.
Oh, and they can throw him a big party and thank him for his wonderful service and screwing the taxpayers. About 200 of you guys should go down there and freaking and stand up and turn your back on it when they present them with all his kudos, because all these have been.
I think 200 people should go there, turn their backs on him, and drop their pants and say, "Kiss this ass."
Or at least pass gas.
Yes.
Flood the chamber with gas. Yeah.
I'll serve the beans out in front.
I've never seen him stand up for the taxpayer in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
In all his tenure, ever.
No.
He was a rubber stamp in a school committee. He's a rubber stamp in the
city council.
City council. And you know, I still remember vividly. The city was broke. I think it was when we had the big deficits and stuff, and he was like, the $1 million for the field. Well, we need a field. We have to give the kids. That field virtually never got. What did we have it for? Now it's underneath one of the new buildings. Or something.
Exactly.
And we have to pay for another new field.
That's
then
right.
I remember when we did that, didn't he want AstroTurf and shit? He wanted to build like Fenway Park over there. Yeah, Chamber of Vapors. That's it. Yeah, some real good stuff. Everybody should go down and eat a lot of beans before you go down. You know.
Hey, I'll throw the ham and bean supper. How's that sound?
Yeah, but it's outrageous. But I mean, it's outrageous what's happening all over. You know that they have in Providence they have a pedophile running for mayor.
He dropped out today.
Oh, did he drop out today?
He dropped out today.
Well, that's good news. But it shows that in these states how crazy these people truly are. This is why we got 2 National Guardsmen that were killed. These
right.
people are nuts. They are certifiably delusionary, and the Democrats caused this with their insightful and vitriolic rhetoric. Go kill them, get in their faces.
We all support ICE. We support the deportation of illegals.
Yes.
Okay? But Carol Fiola, Alan Sylvia, all support creating a defense fund with tax dollars as a fund for illegals to defend themselves against deportation and ICE for detentions.
That's why
Maura Healey going there.
And who come up with that idea? Maura Healey.
Right. No, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. I gotta calm down. You remember Miranda? Your Miranda rights?
Yeah.
Okay. You have the right to remain silent. If you give up the right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to speak with an attorney and have an attorney present during questioning. And if you cannot afford one will be appointed for you. Not in Massachusetts. If you're a criminal and you're a citizen, you got to pay $150 minimum to get an attorney to the courts. So if you can't even afford the $150, F you! Too bad. Defend yourself.
That's right. And remember, Carol Fiola's voting for illegals, and they're not going to get a public defender. They're going to get an immigration lawyer, a specialty lawyer.
That's a specialty
lawyer.
We're
going to pay for it. They're not going to give them a public defender. They're going to give them they're going to get a whole bunch of immigration lawyers to defend these criminals. And remember, Carol Fiola voted against housing
for veterans.
For veterans.
That's
right. So did Alan Sylvia, and they both voted for this. Both of them should be gone in the next election.
Yeah, we could only hope. Every Democrat in the state house should be gone in the next election.
No,
the problem is the majority of people in Massachusetts are Democratic assholes. They cannot get their heads out of their asses. That's the problem.
Well, some of them need, but most of them, unfortunately, need psychological freaking attention.
Oh, I know.
When they're telling people, and I can guarantee you today, there's going to be videos, and people are going to be on X and all these other platforms celebrating those two National Guardsmen.
Of course.
That they were shot.
Right.
These are sick people.
Right.
I mean, you can disagree all you want, but when you start advocating, the murdering of other people, the maiming of other people, and they do it, and their insightful rhetoric is, this is what they've got, and all the Democrats have got. And these states like this, you wonder why everybody that can get out will get out. Well, I don't know. I don't think I got my Powerball ticket from last night. I know I didn't hit the jackpot, but I can tell you. The discussion on a charter last night, I think the discussion should have never taken place.
That's
right. The discussion is what I'll give you a word a lot of people don't know. It's called inane. It means absolutely there's nothing. It's a nothing. It was a giant nothing burger from somebody who's a political who's up on that side politically, shamelessly, and that's her prerogative. But I agree with CJ. I think there should have been an objection and say, you're talking about the charter. Well, the charter that you reviewed said that this does not come before the council. It gets submitted to the city clerk.
And Michelle did that. Michelle did that.
Yeah. But did she object?
She did the most she could do. And Renee Brown turned around and said, well, here's what can happen. You can take this report and do nothing with it. You can take this report and put it in a file cabinet and come back to it in a couple of years. Or you can take this report, approve it, and send it up to the state legislature for their actions.
That's not what that was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a review.
And to top it off, it was late anyhow. It was 2 years late anyhow.
Yeah, 2 years late and illegal. Because that's not what that was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a review of the charter.
Right. But you notice any time.
It wasn't supposed to be a complete new charter.
That's right. You notice any time anyone in city government violates the city charter, runaway Rumsey's right there saying, you can't do that. No, violation of the charter. Violation of the charter. Can't do that. Oh, you didn't act on that budget within 45 days. Sorry, it's approved. Violation of the charter. But 2 years late, nobody says a word.
Yeah.
You notice it's always
what I blame
convenient
Buckley
to
for that, too,
call.
when you said, remember, when he came back and said you violated the charter, I would have taken him to court and said, no, we violated the charter because the mayor promised he was going to bring it back to us in a timely manner, and he didn't.
That's right.
So, but the council's got no balls either.
That's right.
The council's got no balls either because they
I
can,
said
they
that
can
at the
say all
opening
they
of the
want
show.
in front of the camera. I want to see them. I want to see this new council take the damn city to court when they do shit like that, because I talked to a very, very high-profile lawyer about this, and he said, they can, the mayor can say anything he wants, and if you let him get away with it, he'll get away with it. But if what he's doing is illegal, or you got a legal option to oppose it, you take him to court.
That's right.
And after you slap him down a couple of times, see how many times Rumsey goes to court and gets his ass handed to him, that he'll want to keep saying that.
That's right.
They'll stop. Well, it's getting close, so I'm going to say everybody have a nice Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much. Don't eat too much, and keep those National Guardsmen in your prayers and thoughts over the holidays. They will not be with their families.
Well, I'm glad you could finally make it, Chip. Thank you all for watching. Happy Thanksgiving, and remember, stay safe, stay angry, and hold your politicians accountable. We'll see you on Friday, Black Friday, the day of hell in retail. Have a great night. Bye-bye.